Hi, dear friends. How are you? Your smiling faces tell me you want to listen a different thing than earlier I told in this YouTube channel through the videos. Well, I tell today a different thing than earlier. I want to tell about making mistakes. Please listen this carefully and watch this video with your interest. I am telling a different thing than earlier. I tell about making mistakes. Well, we make mistakes in our daily routine a lot. How can help making mistakes us to do things properly? I think making mistakes not only useful for us to do different thing, but also it motivate us to grow forward. So today we have to understand about making mistakes. I think we learn a lot from making mistakes. We don't learn from making mistakes. These things are absolutely right. I think it is a contradictory things about making mistakes. We can learn from making mistakes and we can't learn making mistakes. When we learn by making mistakes and when we don't learn by making mistakes, I tell about in this video in detail. Please watch this video till the end. When we get regret by making mistakes, you know, when we get regret by making mistakes, we can't learn from making mistakes. Please listen it once again. When we regret by making mistakes, we can't learn by making mistakes. When we get lesson by making mistakes, we can learn making mistakes. You know, there is different thing between learn and don't learn. We learn by making mistakes and we can't learn by making mistakes. I told in this video, we learn by making mistakes when we get lesson from by making mistakes. We can't learn by making mistakes when we feel sorrow, when we get regret by making mistakes. Well, you know, if we want to learn by making mistakes, we have to get lesson from making mistakes. We don't get regret from by making mistakes. Well, I want to tell this concept contest with learning English speaking. Mainly, I want to tell about making mistakes in this contest. How making mistakes is useful for learning English. I think I'm telling by my experience making mistakes in speaking English, we can learn English speaking easily when we get lesson from our making mistakes. When we get regret, when we make mistake in speaking English, we can't learn speaking English. So at last I tell once more thing. When you speak English, please don't hesitate to make mistakes. When you make mistake, you speak English, you can learn it easily. But here one thing is important. When we make mistake when you speak English, you have to get lesson. Don't get regret. Don't feel sorrow when you make mistake learning English speaking. Thank you so much for watching this video and listening me carefully. At last, I tell for subscribing this YouTube channel and pressing the bell icon for get notice for next video that I will make for you for learning English speaking. Thank you. Thank you so much.